In this video, I'm going to be breaking down how to deliver the best possible service that you can as a service-based business, whether you're a plumber, coach, consultant, agency owner like I am that runs a content agency, whatever your field is and whoever you're working with, this is going to work for you. For those that don't know me, my name is Gary Frayter. I've previously managed content for some of the biggest celebrities on the planet, Mike Tyson, Brendan Schaub, Steven Crowder, Mark Sanchez, and a ton of other celebrities. I've managed all their social media. Then I went out on my own, started my own social media agency with my brother. We've grown it to over 20 full-time employees working with some of the biggest brands, fight leagues, and podcast networks on the planet. So, without further ado, let's get right into the video. First and foremost, it starts with you. You are the person that people are going to look at and say, is this somebody that I want to follow? Because people come to you when they have a problem in the business. You are the person that has to answer every little detail. You are the person whose name is on the business and is ultimately responsible for anything bad that happens. Every single day you're going to war, right? And you want your employees to essentially look at you and say, this is the fucking guy that's going to lead us to battle. When times get tough, like for me yesterday, something bad happened yesterday, and I thought to myself, what would a leader do in this position? What would somebody do that is, somebody that garners respect, that commands respect? What would this person do? And I sent a message to my entire company, and I just said, boys, we're on the offensive now. Like, I am excited to be working with you. We have an amazing team. Let's fucking crush it this week. And that morale, even when everybody else is low, is what's ultimately going to make people want to push harder. So it starts with you. Are you hitting the gym 5 times a week? Are you eating healthy? Are you taking care of your body, your soul, your mind? Are you meditating? One of the things that I do every single Sunday is I go do cold plunge in sauna. Basically, I spend like 30 minutes in the sauna, in a hot sauna, and then I jump into the cold plunge. And that right there just takes care of my body, my mind, just kind of resets me for the week. And then when I don't do that, I'll do float tank therapy. So basically lay in 10,000 pounds of Epsom salt and just meditate for about 30 minutes to an hour straight. So that's something that I do in order to reset myself for the week, and that is how I build discipline with myself. It's like, okay, Monday through Friday, I'm working, making sure that things are getting done. There's no job that's too small for me or beneath me that I don't feel like, that I feel like I'm better than and that I don't need to do. No, like if it comes down to training somebody in order to do that job, I will do that job for them so that they can actually watch me during that, small period within reason. But the point is I'm holding myself accountable. One thing I've realized is that your business is never going to outgrow your personal and self-development. So if you're somebody that doesn't want to work out, doesn't want to stay in shape, doesn't really, push yourself to the limits when it comes to your business, well, then everybody else is going to look at you and say, well, he doesn't do it. Why the hell should I do that? Which leads me to number 2, and that is to make sure that you're hiring people that align with the same values you do. Really making sure that you're hiring hustlers. Because for me, I've hired people with just the sexiest degrees, right? And also just the coolest companies that they've worked at that I was really impressed with. Some people worked at Google, Mercedes, Ferrari, all these different companies. And when I brought them on, they were my worst employees. And instead, when I hired guys that are just hustlers and they had no experience and they were like, you know what, I'm willing to learn and do whatever it takes to actually be successful. Now you build a company of people that not only want to show up for work, but that basically look at each other and say, this dude's hustling, the CEO is hustling, I need to hustle too, I need to step my shit up. And that is how you build a team of absolute killers, whether it's your sales team, whether it's your marketing team. The marketplace is competitive, and people need to know that your business, your company is not a family. It's not a family. And I've always hated when corporate companies say that because it's not true. What it is, though, is a basketball team or it's a soccer team, and everybody on the soccer team or basketball team needs to be pulling their weight. Otherwise, there's somebody else that's looking to come off the bench and replace them. And that's with anybody. If you're watching this right now, you're a CEO, you're a business owner, you're like, oh, I can't be replaced. No, yes, you can by your competitors. People are gunning for your clients. They want the amount of money that you're making each month. They want your employees so they can scale faster and build an even better business. When something bad happens, I can always look at myself and say, you know what? At least I gave 100%. Every single day when I show up to work, I'm giving 100%. Whether if I'm not recording YouTube content, I'm working inside of my business. When I'm not working inside of my business, I'm working on the business and vice versa, and then doing strategic partnerships. But the point is I'm always always doing something. And at periods in my life where I am giving 100%, I could always say, you know what, at least if something bad happens, I know that I gave 100%. The worst part is when I fall off or I'm not doing 100%. Then I look at myself and I say, well, you deserved for that bad thing to happen because you were not the one that was putting in 100%. Therefore, you can't demand anybody else give you 110% when you yourself aren't showing up the way that you should. Which leads me to number 3. Once you yourself are dialed in and you just have everything on lock, you're like, you know what? I'm going to be the man, the leader that I need to be in order to lead this company, in order to lead this team to greatness. And then you bring on the best possible people. Number 3 is making sure that everybody is held to the same standard and is held accountable for the things that they either do or don't. It's one thing to hire the best people. It's another thing to get yourself in check. It's another thing to actually enforce those standards. Enforcing the standards is going to show your client, show yourself, show your business that, hey, we offer a premium service here. I like to charge a premium price and solve a bigger problem. And that right there tells people that, hey, this dude is serious. Now, once you start holding everybody else on the team to that same standard and say, listen, you're gone if you don't do a good job. That is what's going to take your business to the next level. Your clients will feel that. The marketplace will feel that. Your niche will feel that. And it's going to put your company on the map. That is how we scaled in the past 2 years to over 20 full-time employees, again, working with some of the biggest brands and just people on the planet as far as influencers, business owners, etc. So we run a content agency. We have multiple podcasts. We specifically work with a lot of UFC fighters and fight brands. And then we also work with some controversial brands as well. The point is, we would have never been able to acquire that had I not demanded, and my brother and I demanded from everybody, including ourselves, the highest possible effort, output, and just level of detail that it takes. And that is ultimately how you win. You know, I think that what I've realized is the guys like Steve Jobs, maybe even the Gary Vaynerchuks of the world, the Jeff Bezos, these guys are not easy to work with or work for because they're psychotic when it comes to the level of detail, psychotic when it comes to their work ethic and just the things that they demand out of people. Now, I'm not saying I am like them. I do think that there's a part of me that is way more like, hey, you know, let's be smart, let's be strategic. I pay my employees well. I take care of you guys. I actually really do care and give a shit. But if you are not performing, just understand that you're out. And the only way that you can demand a premium price and deliver that premium service is if you're holding everybody else accountable in the service-based business that you run, because your employees are the lifeblood. They are everything. They are the people that are ultimately going to fulfill the work, and they're looking at you as somebody that is going to lead them to basically a better life for themselves so that they can ultimately make more money, grow inside the company, and also, you know, take on more clients just overall for your business. So my only question for you is, are you holding yourself to the highest possible standard that you can? Are you staying in the gym? Are you staying fit? Are you doing everything possible that you can in order for your business to be successful? These are the things that you need to think about as you grow and expand, not only as a person, but as an entrepreneur, CEO, and business owner. Guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Gary Frayter. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.